Oh, yeah. Is it Thursday already? It's Thursday, right? Yeah, it's Thursday. Is it Thursday already? Wow, do we have a lot of news to get into today. The Mandalorian and Grogu movie, which doesn't come out for almost another 2 years, has some crazy, awesome, cool new updates as a massive actress just confirmed that she will be in the movie. Also, we got our first look at behind the scenes for this Mandalorian and Grogu movie as we got some concept art for this movie. Also, Amandla Stenberg, who plays Mae and Osha in The Acolyte, has finally come out and talked about her experience with the show and the Star Wars fandom and confirming that the second season is again still canceled. We got a lot to talk about today, so let's dive into all of it. How's everybody doing on this fine Thursday afternoon? What's up, chat? How's everybody doing? Of course, I am Mike, your gracious host for the day, the guy who loves Star Wars. Sorry, a guy who loves Star Wars. But how's everybody doing on this fine Thursday afternoon? Let me open up the chat so we can say hi to everybody. Let's do that first things first, shall we? Maggie, what's up? Tony, how we doing? Ron Roy, what's up? Starchip66, how we doing? Your pal Joe in the house. Ben, what is up? Mando United, how we doing? Thomas in the house. Haga, what's up? Dustin Kennedy, how we doing? Aaron, what's up? Joseph, how we doing? Brandon Baker in the house. Empire Films, what is up? Pam Hill, Shadow King, Fearless! Okay, if I missed you, you know the deal. Just yell at me in the chat. Let's say hi to everybody, shall we?
Hello there.
All right, we're going to have a fun stream today. I can already feel it. It's got that vibe of being a fun stream today. The Mandalorian and Grogu movie is the first Star Wars film in 7 years. And we got some awesome news about it, so that's going to be fun to talk about. Lonnie, what's up? Say hi, Lonnie. What's up, Lonnie? How you doing? Oh, no. You lost your progress in Star Wars Outlaws? We will talk about Star Wars Outlaws today as it does release tomorrow. At least the standard edition does release tomorrow. If you got early access, if you got the gold edition or the ultimate edition, you've had it for the last couple days. But yes, there have been a lot of issues with people losing their progress and all this other stuff. We'll talk about it. We'll definitely talk about it for sure. And yes, there will be another live stream later on tonight for the part 3 of our playthrough of Star Wars Outlaws. So if you're looking for that, that's when that will be. Okay. Let's start up a poll, shall we? Right off the bat here. Right off the bat. So if you haven't smashed a freaking like on the stream, I don't know what the hell you're waiting for, but go do that. B-Man, what's up? Okay, let's do this. Are you excited for the Mandalorian and Grogu movie? Are you excited for this movie? Yes or no? You tell me in the chat. Because a lot of fans seem to be excited about this film because it's Din Djarin and it's Grogu. It's our two of the most beloved Star Wars characters in this Disney era of Star Wars, and they're coming to the big screen. So it seems like, from my perspective, a lot of you guys are excited for this movie. However, where are we at, chat? Lonnie says, why would they cancel Ahsoka Season 2? They will not. They definitely would not do something like that. Austin, what's up? What is up? They would never cancel Ahsoka Season 2. What are you talking about? Did I say that? Definitely did not. Okay, let's talk about the Mandalorian and Grogu news first. Then we'll switch our gears over to the Acolyte stuff, and then we'll talk about some Star Wars Outlaws to end the day, shall we? Sounds like a good schedule, but let's start with the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. Let's do it. Okay. So, first things first. A few weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago now, when does the movie drop? On May 22nd, 2026. So just under 2 years from now. About a year and a half-ish, give or take. So May 22nd, 2026. It's also the same month that Avengers Doomsday will be releasing, which is not that good, but hopefully it'll hold its own. Trent, what's up? Okay, so no, I'm not kidding. No. Oh, you're kidding. About 10 years, yes. Okay. Where was I? A few weeks ago, we got a teaser trailer for this Mandalorian and Grogu movie. And you might be saying, Mike, I did not watch a teaser trailer. What the hell are you talking about? Well, at D23 just a few weeks ago, there was a trailer released to the people who were at D23. And that trailer got leaked out, of course, as trailers do. Now you probably can't find it online. If you could, it would probably be on YouTube somewhere. We're not going to watch it. We don't want to get taken down. That's the last thing we want to do here today. But we do have a very nicely written article from the direct, I believe, that explains the entire trailer shot for shot. And we're going to read through it because this trailer is awesome, from Zeb Orrelios to AT-ATs to possibly Hoth. And then we got some concept art for this movie as well, and then this massive actress who has confirmed that she will be in the movie. Okay. Let's read this description of the trailer, shall we? This is coming from the direct. And wait a second. You guys can't see that, can you? Wouldn't that be helpful? Boom. There we go. Okay. This is from a few weeks ago because that's when the trailer was released. But Star Wars The Mandalorian and Grogu movie. Trailer description. Zeb returns, AT-ATs, and more. All right, let's read this. Star Wars debuts its first ever trailer for The Mandalorian and Grogu movie at D23, which is absolutely insane because this movie doesn't come out for another 2 years. Wild. Okay. Offering fans a first look at the bounty hunter and son, because he adopted him at the end of season 3, on the big screen, along with AT-ATs, Snow, just Snow, and a certain cameo. Directed by Jon Favreau and co-written by Dave Filoni, Lucasfilm's first film since 2019's Rise of Skywalker began filming in July and is slated to release in May of 2026. So, it'll be 7 years between the release of Rise of Skywalker and the release of this Mandalorian movie. That is a long time. Many of you Star Wars fans who've been around since the beginning might be saying, a long time, Mike. We waited 16 years between the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy. I understand, but nowadays, when everything just comes at us in split seconds, 7 years is a long time. Okay, let's keep reading. What Star Wars revealed in the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer? Well, first of all, this is from the movie, I believe. First sort of look at it, and it's Din and Grogu, of course. The first official trailer for the Mandalorian and Grogu movie kicked off with the iconic scenes of The Mandalorian on Disney+, such as the reveal of Grogu in his pram and Mando's first encounter with the child. So those were just the early portions of the trailer, stuff we've seen before. But after hearing Mando in the voiceover say, "We're bounty hunters by trade. Now that he's with me, I'll be selective about my assignments," the new action-packed footage from the film took over the screen. So when he said this was what he was saying to Carson Teva at the end of season 3, I believe so. So, yeah. Don't worry about it, feelers. After Mando interrupts a meeting with the signature gunslinging swagger, the trailer switches to quick shots of what appears to be the Empire Strike Back-esque snow troopers. The Empire Strike Back-esque snow troopers. So the snow troopers that are first introduced in The Empire Strikes Back are seen on Hoth in The Empire Strikes Back. So those same snow troopers are seen on a snowy planet in this trailer as well, followed by the reveal of the live-action Zeb from Star Wars Rebels. Now, we've seen Zeb before in The Mandalorian season Trace. Sorry, Spanish is not my first language, or my second language either. In The Mandalorian season 3, we saw Zeb Orrelios for the first time in live action. Very briefly. It was only for about a scene, maybe a scene and a half. But we did see Zeb in live action. He looks like this. He looks glorious. But he was not in Ahsoka, which is very interesting because we saw the rest of the Ghost crew in Ahsoka. Mr. Beckham, what's up? But we didn't see Zeb. But now Zeb's going to be in the Mandalorian movie. Zeb is piloting a ship and wearing the same New Republic attire that he wore when he was last seen in Chapter 21 of The Mandalorian Season 3. He tells Mando and Grogu good luck. But what they don't mention here is that the ship he is piloting is a Razor Crest. So the return of the Razor Crest, which was Din Djarin's ship in the first 2 seasons of The Mandalorian until it was blown up by the Empire. After another visual of Mando strutting down a hallway, the trailer shows Grogu crawling through a small shaft, doing his best Die Hard impression. Yeah, so this is right before we see the mouse droid. This is following a lengthy action sequence where Mando and Grogu are riding on a AT-ST down rocky, snow-covered terrain, Hoth ? And then sliding to a stop underneath AT-ATs. So they're running through the snow on this AT-ST on the top of it, and then they come down this cliff, sort of, to the foot of 2 AT-ATs shooting down at them. It's very cool if you can find it online. We already gotten taken down once for watching it, so we will not be watching it today. After the trailer cuts to black, the film's title card is revealed. Star Wars tucked in an adorable stinger of Grogu and two Anzellans, a.k.a. Babu Frick's species in a tight space. That was the ending scene. But this is the opening sort of title card, whatever you want to call it. The Mandalorian and Grogu. You see Grogu and Din Djarin right there. So what happened to The Mandalorian Season 4? Before we touch this, let's just talk about the trailer first. Nobody expected to see this. Nobody expected to see a teaser trailer for The Mandalorian and Grogu movie that doesn't come out for another 2 years at D23 a few weeks ago. So this was a huge surprise, followed by some more surprises that we have today. But this was the first of many surprises about this Mandalorian and Grogu movie. Lucasfilm clearly knows they have a big win with this. They know this is a multi-billion-dollar movie because The Mandalorian is their biggest show still to date on Disney+. So this is the biggest thing that they can do in the movie theaters, is The Mandalorian. So they're expecting a huge showing from Star Wars fans in theaters when this movie releases in 2 years. So already, 2 years prior, they are hyping it up, giving us teaser trailers, giving us these crazy news about big-time actresses joining the cast. That is huge. They know they have a win with this one, and they know that Star Wars fans are going to come in massive just groups of people ready to spend their money on Star Wars again. That's big. But many fans are wondering, did this take over the fourth season of The Mandalorian, or will there still be a season 4 of The Mandalorian? I cannot emphasize this enough. Mando season 4 is not happening. Maybe it'll happen in 3, 4, 5, 6 billion years from now, but right now, The Mandalorian and Grogu movie took the spot of Mando season 4. I cannot be more clear than this. It took the spot. Mando season 4 is no more. I don't mean to rhyme, but I'm not causing any crime. Okay? Mando season 4 is no more. It turned into the movie, okay? So as we read on, keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Oh, Grogu with a very generous $5 holla. God damn! Grogu with a very generous $5 holla says, what the hell, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Says, time for a Grogu exclusive. Sigourney Weaver will be in the Mandalorian Grogu movie. This is not a rumor. You're welcome. Well, Grogu, thanks for spoiling the news that we were going to get to in just a second after we went over this trailer. Thanks a lot, Grogu. A Grogu exclusive. That's hilarious. I appreciate it. Super chats, memberships, keep the lights on over here, so I appreciate it quite a bit. I appreciate it. We'll get to it. Don't worry about it. We'll get to it. But let's talk about The Mandalorian Season 4 first, shall we? So what happened to The Mandalorian Season 4? Well, I'll tell you what happened. It turned into a freaking movie. After years of Lucasfilm announcing / canceling or Jedi mind-tricking audiences about its theatrical slate, fans now know that The Mandalorian and Grogu exists. So what they're talking about here is Rogue Squadron or Taika Waititi's movie or who else is Kevin Feige's movie or the Lando movie, like all these movies that have been sort of in the limbo of production, either being canceled or shelved or just postponed, whatever you want to call it. These movies have been in this limbo of production. The Mandalorian and Grogu movie is set to be the first Star Wars movie, and it will release on May 22nd, 2026. It's already filming. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This will happen. Period. End of sentence. Whether the same can be said for The Mandalorian Season 4 is still unknown. The original plan for the Season 4 of The Mandalorian was set to begin production in late 2023, which was almost a year ago. And Jon Favreau having completed the script during Season 3's post-production. So if you guys remember this, but when we were watching The Mandalorian Season 3 last year, Jon Favreau said that Season 4, all the scripts have already been written, and they were written while they were filming for Season 3. So Season 4 was ready to go. What happened here is Season 4 just turned into a movie. Season 4 doesn't exist. Not anymore. It was what this movie is. But after the writer's strike and the Screen Actors Guild strikes last summer, Favreau and Star Wars announced a theatrical film starring the duo without confirming whether Season 4 will precede the movie or has been scrapped altogether. Since the Mandalorian and Grogu footage never alluded to a season 4 events, and filming is already underway for this movie, the likelihood of the 4th season on Disney Plus seems slim. And slim is an overstatement. There is no chance that there will be a 4th season of The Mandalorian before this Mando and Grogu movie comes out. There's just no chance at all. None. Zip. Nada. And that's about it. But that may be for the best, given that Season 3's lackluster reception and the jump to the big screen will surely breathe new life into the franchise and its budget. That's a big thing. In fact, the trailer already serves as a sort of palate cleanser for Mando fans, thanks to a well-timed explosion of the original trilogy inspiration, coupled with shots of Din Djarin and the coolest, and Grogu is the cutest. Easy for me to say. Star Wars fans should expect to see and hear more about the Mandalorian and Grogu movie in the upcoming weeks, especially now that filming is underway. And yes, that is what we're talking about today, as the Mandalorian and Grogu movie will hit theaters on May 22nd, 2026. So now we got to talk about the new news, because this was a few weeks ago. This trailer was weeks ago. Now we got some new news. Breaking news from Grogu over here. New news, and that is that Sigourney Weaver, I don't care if I'm saying it wrong. That's how I say it, okay? Sigourney Weaver has joined the cast of The Mandalorian and Grogu. This is not a rumor. No, it is not. She has confirmed it herself. Pedro Pascal has confirmed it himself. This is the truth, and this is the reality. Now, you might know Sigourney Weaver from a few different projects. One being the iconic character in the original Alien movie. But many sort of younger fans might know her as, I don't even know her character's name actually in the Avatar movies, but she's in the Avatar movie. Is she in the second one? Anybody? Is she in the second Avatar movie? I haven't even seen Avatar 2. I'm going to be completely honest. I have not seen Avatar 2. Let's look up her IMDb actually, because she's got to be in more stuff than that, no? Sigourney? Is it Sigourney or Sigourney? I don't know, chat. You tell me. Sigourney Weaver. Let's look it up. So, of course, she was in the Alien movies. We know that. Oh, Ghostbusters. She was in Ghostbusters, too. Oh, so she was in the new Avatar one. Okay. She was in the new Avatar movie and the original Avatar movie. She was in all this. She was in all these movies. Oh, my God. But she's most known for a role in Alien, of course. I know her probably, from Alien, but more recently in Avatar, the one that came out in 2009. And then I didn't watch the new one, but she's in the new one too. But she's in a shit ton of stuff. A massive actor. A massive actor in Hollywood, or actress in Hollywood. Made most famous for her roles in Alien. But she's gone on to do a bajillion different things, clearly. And now she's joining Star Wars. She's joining the Star Wars universe in the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. It's Sigourney? It's easy, Mike? Well, you know what? Is it Finding Dory? Yes, she is also in Finding Dory. Maybe she's a voice in that. I don't think she appears physically in that. Wow, she was in the new Ghostbusters too. The more you know. Trek Anderson, what's up? John Groom, how we doing? She's in Iron Fist on Netflix. Oh my God, yes. Thank you. Oh my God, that was killing me. I knew I saw her recently in something, and it was Iron Fist on Netflix. Yeah, she's a part of like the fist, or not the fist, the hand, in the Defenders show on Netflix. She's part of the hand. Yes. Oh my God, that was killing me. Holy crap. That's not even put on her IMDb either, or her Google searches either. Holy crap. Thank you, John. That was literally eating at me for days. Holy shit. Okay. Thanks. Oh my God. Haga, the Glizorian, okay, with a very generous $5 haul, first ever super chat, my God, says, hi, Mike Baca. What? It's time for the first impression challenge of the stream. I appreciate that. Says, I want you to do a Darth Maul, but not shouting Kenobi. I want him to be shouting Sigourney. Well, first I got to figure out how to pronounce it. Let's look it up. Let's Google it. Because I've been saying Sigourney, or whatever the hell I've been saying. How to pronounce. Here it is. All right, let's see what the AI Google has to say about this. Here we go.
Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney. Sigourney? That sounds wrong. What do we think, chat?
Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney Weaver. Sigourney? Sigourney. Yes? Give me a 1 into the chat if you think it's Sigourney. Give me a 2 if you say, Mike, it's anything but that. Selena, what's up? Okay. Wait. Stanley says it's anything but that. I feel like Stanley's a trustworthy guy. I feel like with a name like Stanley Jr., I see a shit ton of 1s in the chat. Okay, Sigourney. Sigourney. If you're nasty. Okay. Sigourney. Sure. And Sigourney. Yes. And let me do my best Maul, shall we? For some reason, to do Maul, I have to channel my inner Kenobi. But I gotta yell Sigourney. I'm gonna do it wrong. Sigourney? Sigourney. Sigourney. Sigorno. Sigorna. Sigourney. I confused myself. What is it again?
Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney. Okay. Sigourney. Sigourney. Got it. I got it. Don't worry, guys. I got it. Now, my best Maul impression. Here we go. In my mind's eye. Kenobi. Okay. I just had to do that first, and now I can do it. Sigourney. I'm like messing with myself now. I feel like every time I say it, it's wrong. Okay. In my mind's eye, I can see him. I can see her. Sigourney. Sigourney. Did I say it wrong? It's Sigourney, right? Son of a bitch. I don't even know anymore. Okay. That's the best I got. Of course, if you guys don't know, super chats, I will do any Star Wars impression to the best of my ability. Some are better than others. Some are better than others. And then, of course, becoming a member is the best way to support the channel. We do giveaways at the end of every month. We already did our giveaway last stream for 2 copies of Star Wars Outlaws. I'm still waiting for Jordan, I think, to hit me up for that. Who was it? Hang on. Let me go back in my notes. Jordan and Darth Drafter to hit me up for those copies. The game comes out tomorrow. Okay. How's that impression, guys? Chat, any good? Any good? Do Chewie to feel better? I'll do a Chewie. I'll do a Chewie just for you guys. Shit, I forget how to do my Chewie already. Hang on. Chewie, I just gotta, like, commit, you know? Just gotta commit. Here we go. I'm terrified now. That's the best I got. Okay. Let's get way too off topic here. Okay, let's get back to the news at hand, shall we? Sigourney Weaver. Come on, chat. Why do you guys keep saying it wrong? It's Sigourney. Duh. Oh my God. You guys are so stupid. Sigourney Weaver has joined the cast of the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. And not only that, but Pedro Pascal, who fans have been kind of concerned about whether or not he's going to be all that involved in this upcoming Mandalorian and Grogu movie. Pedro Pascal himself has welcomed Sigourney Weaver. Sigourney, guys. It's Sigourney. What are you, stupid? Sigourney Weaver to the Star Wars family. Probably behind the scenes a lot better than in front of the scenes, but he has posted her on his Instagram story, at least a very younger version of her, and posted her on her Instagram story welcoming her to the Mandalorian crew with this image right here. This is Pedro Pascal's Instagram. This is the story that he posted, and this is Sigourney Weaver right there with the @the Mandalorian on the bottom. So Pedro Pascal welcoming her to the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. But what role is she really going to play? That's the big question. Who is she going to be? Before we get to that, we got to talk about this right here as she confirms it herself that she will be in the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. This is not a rumor no more. No, this is fact. She will be in the movie. Not only Pedro Pascal is confirming it, but Sigourney Weaver herself is confirming it right here. We've known for a few months now that Sigourney Weaver will be appearing in the next Star Wars movie, the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, but however, that was a rumor. Now it's been confirmed, which is currently shooting. But hearing it from news reports is one thing. Hearing it from the actress herself is a lot more satisfying. Weaver was interviewed by Deadline right before receiving a Lifetime Achievement Award at the Venice Film Festival. Wow, she just received a Lifetime Achievement Award. And when was asked about her what's next on her schedule, she mentioned the upcoming film by director Jon Favreau. She said this: "I'm playing a role in The Mandalorian and Grogu, which is going to be directed by Jon Favreau. I got to meet Grogu for the first time the other day. So she has been at least on set with Grogu. We don't know if she's in a scene with Grogu, but she is on set currently and filming this movie." Now here's the thing. You don't bring in a big name like Sigourney Weaver, a big name that's so easy to say. You don't bring in that sort of name and give her a tiny ass role. That's not what's going to go on here. She's going to have a somewhat of a huge role in this upcoming movie. Now, what that role might be, I have no idea. I have no clue. Tell me, chat, who could she be playing? A good guy? A bad guy? What do we think? She plays a bad guy in many different roles. She does play a good guy in many different roles too. But where do you want to see Sigourney play in this Mando and Grogu movie? What the hell? This water tastes weird. What the hell? Did you know that he was going to be Mr. Fantastic? Yeah, Pedro Pascal is currently filming the Fantastic Four movie. That water tastes so weird. What the? Did somebody put something in my water? Chat? Chat, did you put something in? Who put something in my water? What kind of sick trick is this, chat? Huh? You're trying to poison me? You're not going to get rid of me. You're not going to get rid of me this quickly. You're not going to get rid of me this easy. I'm going to keep drinking the poison, you know? That's just, what the hell? Is it because it's the Mandalorian cup? I brought out the Mando cup because it was a Mandalorian news day, okay? And you guys trying to poison me? Are you out of your goddamn minds? That's so weird. That is very strange. Okay, let's keep reading this article, shall we? Before we get poisoned or too off track. There's not much there, for sure, but it's at least nice to have this piece of information confirmed. We also know that she will be interacting with Grogu. I mean, do we know? That could have been behind the scenes. Though that's probably no surprise and definitely doesn't give us any hints about her character or if she will be a friend or a foe like we just talked about. So there's Sigourney. Sigourney? What is it? Hang on.
Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney. That's what I said. I said that, didn't I? Yeah, Sigourney. That's her right there. And then, of course, that's Din and Grogu. The Mandalorian and Grogu movie started production earlier this summer and will continue through the fall. Pedro Pascal is returning to voice Din Djarin, though his presence on the set will be limited as he is filming Fantastic Four right now over at Marvel. There is some speculation, based on recent reportings, that he will be there at some point later this year on set. We talked about this a few weeks ago, or maybe it was last week, something like that, where we talked about the reports that Din Djarin, Pedro Pascal, will have the opportunity to be on set for the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. And will that mean we could see Din Djarin's face again? Maybe. Okay. Weaver is now the second member of the cast confirmed to be a part of this movie. For now, we don't know if even Katie Sackhoff or Giancarlo Esposito will be in it. If anyone asks Sasha Banks, she denies it. Don't believe it. That's pretty funny. That's a long story. Filming is date blah-blah-blue. So yeah, May 22nd, 2026. We know that. Okay, so there's only 2 actors confirmed to be in this Mandalorian and Grogu movie. So far, it's Pedro Pascal and Sigourney Weaver. That's it. So other than that, we know Zeb, of course, will be in the movie, as we saw him in the teaser trailer. But other than that, we don't know a single bit of information about this Mandalorian and Grogu movie. None. Zip. Nada. Usually when you film something like they're filming right now, there's some set leaks or some casting leaks or some plot leaks. But right now, it's Fort Knox. Nothing is getting out of this set. Nothing. Nothing. Nothing about this movie is known to the public. Nothing. We don't know a single thing about this movie. Nothing. And guess what? It doesn't help that The Mandalorian Season 3 ended as an ending. Din and Grogu just going off to work with the New Republic on Navarro, doing nothing. So we really have no clue about who's going to be the bad guy in this movie. Is it going to be Sigourney Weaver? Is it going to be Thrawn? Is it going to be somebody else? What the plot of this movie is going to be? How Din and Grogu are brought into this whole thing in the first place? What is this movie? We have no clue. Not a clue. And they've been filming for almost 2 months now? Clearly, there's going to be a lot of secrets. There's always secrets when it comes to Lucasfilm, but they're really good at keeping secrets. And right now, there has been nothing about this Mandalorian and Grogu movie that's been released or announced or anything. And honestly, that's good news. That's great news. Because one, it allows us to speculate about what this movie could be about. But it also means that there are secrets to be kept. They're wanting to keep these secrets because they don't want fans to know that maybe Thrawn will appear, or maybe Hera Syndulla will appear, or maybe Luke Skywalker. Like, anything is possible at this point. That's the good news. There's secrets to be kept. That's the best part. Now, we do have a first look at concept art. Concept art for this Mandalorian and Grogu movie. It is the only thing that's sort of been released. So concept art for the Mandalorian and Grogu movie reportedly appears on IMDb. So this was from IMDb. Let's take a look at this. This is all we have. This is it. And honestly, this looks like it could just be anything. It looks like I could have drawn this. I mean, there's a waterfall, maybe. Something maybe up there. Din Djarin. What? This is it? You want to give us some concept art and this is it? First of all, this looks like a planet we've never been to before. From my knowledge. When was the last time we saw a waterfall in Star Wars? And it's definitely not Navarro. That's for damn sure. So, what? What are we doing here? This is all? This is all we get? For all of our hard work of doing nothing? This is all we receive? Pronounce Li Jiangcha's name correctly? I could try. I've been calling him Li Jiangcha for months now, so I'm hoping it's close to right. But this is all we got. This is the concept art that was released. That's about it. That's about it. So, big news for the Mandalorian and Grogu movie is Sigourney Weaver is confirming that she's on set right now filming with Grogu. That's huge. The trailer that was released a few weeks ago, that's great. But other than that, we're in the dark. We're completely in the dark about the plot of this movie, about who else is going to be in the movie, even if Bo-Katan's going to be in it, or if Moff Gideon will make an appearance again if he survived somehow in Season 3, or how they're going to deal with Carl Weathers passing away, how they're going to deal with all that. We don't know. We haven't the slightest clue. You're not even close? You don't care how his name is pronounced? Let's look it up. Why not? I thought we were close. I don't know. I guess today is how to pronounce names. Li Jiangcha. I believe I did this in the first place. That's why I... What? We have to watch a YouTube video to do this? Okay. Guess we're going to YouTube.
We are
Say what now?
looking at how to pronounce today's name. The name
Hang on. Wait. Who is this? Why is he talking like that?
Name of this actor, now famous globally for his role in the Squid Game.
I don't think we can do this. What is going on right now? Whose idea was this? Jessica, what's up?
Netflix series, how do you say it? Lee Jong-jae.
Lee Jong-jae. I was close. What did I say? Lee Jong-jae? Lee Jong-jae? I was really close. I was closer than whatever I was saying about Sigourney Weaver. I was way closer than that. That guy was creepy. Okay, moving on. That was horrifying. Okay, I appreciate it, Gabe. Now that we got that cleared up, I bet you ask me in 30 seconds and I'll pronounce it wrong again. I try my best. You know? Okay. Where was I? Joseph says, what you're showing on the screen is not concept art. It's one of thousands of storyboards. Well, yeah, that's concept art. That's what those storyboards are made of, is concept art. Yeah, no? Yeah, no? John Groom says, imagine if she's one of the Night Sisters received from the boxes on Peridia. That could be a possibility. Like her being a bad guy, the only options would be a sort of higher up as a remnant of the Empire, or it would be a Night Sister or somebody who works underneath Thrawn, which would most likely be a Night Sister because he just brought all those Night Sisters out. Rings of Power Season 2 comes out today. Oh, yeah. It's a 3-episode premiere for Rings of Power Season 2. If anybody's watching that, I am currently binge watching through the first season again to prepare for the second season, and I must say, it's even better than I remember. That show is so underrated. I am not the biggest Lord of the Rings fan. I've watched all the movies. I've not read the books. I'm not a giant Tolkien guy, and I know a lot of Tolkien guys were really upset about the first season of Lord of the Rings. Rings of Power. But it was awesome, okay? It was awesome. Okay, where was I? Do I have any idea when Ahsoka Season 2 should be out? Okay, no, but we can speculate. We can theorize. As far as we know, Ahsoka Season 2 has not yet begun filming. So usually, when it comes to filming stuff, it takes, with the Disney Plus shows, it takes months to film, of course. But after it ends filming, it usually takes anywhere from 6 to 12 months to be released for post-production. So I would guess if it begins filming before the end of this year, we could see Ahsoka Season 2 maybe by the end of 2025. Just maybe. If not, it'll be early 2026, maybe right before the Mandalorian and Grogu movie gets released so that there's a lead in to the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. But if I were to guess, I would say late 2025, early 2026 will be my best guess. I think it will come out before the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. I think it's set to do that. Yeah. A lot of what happens in that Ahsoka Season 2 will be fully dependent on what happens in the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. Maybe that's why we don't know much about the plot of this Mando Grogu movie, because Ahsoka has to set that plot first. Maybe. I appreciate the hearts, guys. I really do. You don't think I see those hearts, do you? I see them. Yeah. Maggie says, oh, jeez. As I start to die from the poison, Maggie says, we would never poison you. How else will we know what's going on in Star Wars? That's awesome. I appreciate that. What? What are you talking about? I think she'll be replacing Gina Carano's role. It's interesting because Cara Dune kind of just dipped. She just disappeared. Probably never to be seen again. It is interesting. When I think of Sigourney Weaver, Sigourney? We gotta go back. How to pronounce Sigourney Weaver. I had to close it down.
Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney Weaver. Got it. Okay. When I think of Sigourney Weaver, I think of her honestly being a good guy. Now, maybe I could be completely off. I kind of picture her in my head in two ways. One, in like a Imperial outfit, not a stormtrooper costume, but an Imperial outfit, or as sort of like a Cara Dune type role, like kind of maybe wearing a jacket, like Kay Vess almost in Star Wars Outlaws. That's kind of how I envision her. Maybe a scoundrel, maybe a sort of gunslinger. I don't know. It could go either way, really. The new mayor of Navarro. Well, that's the big question: is what are they going to do about Carl Weathers sadly passing away? Like, are they just going to recast him? Probably not. He's been in 3 seasons. Everybody knows him as Grief Karga. There's no way they're going to replace that character. So they're probably going to have to kill him off screen. So maybe they do need more of that. Yeah. The Foreigner Belt, what's up, says, hello, all you woke shills. Are you tired of taking L's yet? Ha 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 ha. Hang on. Let's see. Woke shills. No. Am I tired of taking L's yet? I don't know what L's you're talking about. It seems like the only L I'm taking is having to see you in my chat. Brandon, kick him out. I don't care that he didn't say anything or attack anybody. I don't want him here anymore. You know what? Get him out of here. Right, chat? I don't care. Keep him here. Keep him here. I like him. He's got a snazzy attitude. Where was I? Thrawn, please. Okay, let's talk about that. Do you guys think Thrawn will be the main villain of the Mandalorian and Grogu movie? What do we think? What do we think? Will Thrawn be the main villain? Are we going to go down the route of the Heir to the Empire trilogy? Are we going to do that? Let's end this poll because it's not going to budge anyway, one way or another. And let's start up a new one, shall we? Let's start up a new one. Shall we? Do you think the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, will have Thrawn in it? Yes or no? Do you think Thrawn will be in the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, and will he be the main villain? What do we think, chat? Abby, what's up? What do we think, chat? Isn't Cara Dune dead? At least implied dead, with her being on the escort for Moff Gideon? Huh. Actually, never thought about that. Yeah, that's true. Because she was on the escort that was transporting Moff Gideon, and Moff Gideon was freed. Did they say that she died, though? I don't think so. What if Sigourney is a Chiss? Now, that would be pretty cool. I wonder if they're going to bring in the Chiss Ascendancy at all in this sort of upcoming Heir to the Empire trilogy, or whatever you want to call it. Because now that you have Thrawn, of course, introduced, Thrawn's motives aren't to take over the galaxy. His motives aren't to join the Empire, even. Even in canon, it's all because of his family. It's all because of his people that he wants to protect. Interesting. That's very interesting. Gabe says, hello from South Korea. Ooh, nice. South Korea, what's up? We were waiting for you to pronounce his name correctly. I believe we just did a whole thing where we looked up his name and pronounced it correctly. Where's everybody coming from in the chat? South Korea, that's crazy. Where's everybody from in the chat today? Okay, where was I? I literally have no excitement for Ahsoka Season 2 since we won't be seeing the OG Balin anymore. What? Ahsoka Season 2 is like at the top of my list for most anticipated projects coming up. It was implied that she died? Really? Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, Ahsoka Season 2 is at the top of that list. OG Balin, I get, of course, Ray Stevenson sadly passing away, but that doesn't mean his character is going to be done. Think about it this way. Ray Stevenson set us up with such an incredible performance in the first season that now we have a great new character to look forward to. Maybe he'll be recast. Maybe his story will kind of be altered. Maybe his face gets messed up and he wears a mask. Who knows what they're going to do about it? Rumor has it they're recasting him. But Ray Stevenson is still going to be known for setting us up with this incredible character. You know? Yeah, no. Rob says, I want Sigourney Weaver to interact with Peli Motto, purely for the optic of Weaver seeing someone who has that Ripley-inspired look. That's true. I never thought about that. Because, yeah, I mean, Peli Motto with the afro and everything looks exactly like I didn't think of that. That's pretty good. That's pretty damn good. I have a question. Ask away, Jessica. I have an answer. Maybe. Maybe. It came out this morning, The Rings of Power Season 2. Oh, it's already out? Okay. Well, then I gotta really finish Rings of Power Season 1 quickly. Yeah. I don't think it's a big possibility, but what if she is a Chiss Admiral? Oh my god. Wait, what? Did I already read that? I don't know. Oh my god, look at all these people all across the world. United States, UK, Scotland, Texas, Batu, oh my god. France, Pennsylvania, Houston, Michigan, North California, Germany, Indiana, Germany again, Georgia, Arkansas, just kidding, Arkansas, California, UK, oh my god. All over the place. Around the world, around the world. Imagine making a Idaho? Imagine making a pop song, a hit song that just says around the world like 150 some odd times. Genius. Genius. Yeah. I have no idea if Thrawn will be in this movie, but Sigourney sold me on watching it though. I think that's what's kind of the good news here. Obviously, it's huge news that Sigourney Weaver's joined the cast of The Mandalorian, but the better news is that fans are witnessing that Star Wars still can pull massive actors. Like, people still want to be in Star Wars. That's still the goal in Hollywood as a big-time actor or actress, to be in Star Wars. And, like Amanda just said, people are going to go see the Mandalorian and Grogu movie now just to see Sigourney Weaver in Star Wars. Like, that's a big pull. It's like Pedro Pascal. Pedro Pascal has become a massive actor in Hollywood, sort of after he got the role of the Mandalorian, but he's now a big-time actor, so his name being on the front page, the Mandalorian and Grogu movie starring Pedro Pascal, that's going to draw a lot of people to go see the movie. Yeah. Yeah. Sigourney would have blue skin again if she plays a Chiss. That's true. She's not that opposed to playing people with blue skin. That's for damn sure. Yeah. It sounds like Arkansas. Is that really how you pronounce it? That's hilarious. No, start with episode 4, A New Hope. Don't do her like that, LOL. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Oh, what movie should I watch? Star Wars movie. Have you watched any of them? If you've seen all of them, then just go watch episode 3, because it's my favorite. But if you've seen none of them, then I'd start with 4 probably. Yeah, 4 to 6, then 1 to 3. Yeah. Okay, so that is sort of the big Mando and Grogu news. Sigourney Weaver is in, and of course the trailer that was released a few weeks ago. Actually, Sigourney Weaver is trending right now on Twitter. That's pretty cool. Okay. Let's switch gears now to this. Before we get to the Acolyte stuff with Amandla Stenberg, I want to talk about this. This is pretty wild, if I do say so myself. Let's, how do I do this? Let me refresh this page here. Okay, let's do this. This is pretty wild. This report came out a few days ago of untitled or unannounced Star Wars projects currently in development at Lucasfilm. Several unannounced Star Wars projects are currently in development at Lucasfilm. This report is coming after many fans were extremely concerned that after Andor Season 2 and Ahsoka Season 2, there was going to be no more live-action Star Wars projects. The Acolyte got canceled about a week ago, which was pretty crazy. We all know that happened. And we're going to be talking about it again a little bit today. But since the Acolyte Season 2 was canceled, that allowed Star Wars fans to go, holy crap, there is no more live-action Star Wars content on the horizon. Because Andor Season 2, Ahsoka Season 2, and then nothing. Lucasfilm heard this and kind of made this announcement. They at least leaked it out to reporters that there's several unannounced Star Wars projects currently in development. Probably some animation, probably some live action, but these will most likely all be announced at Star Wars Celebration next year. Star Wars Celebration takes place in Japan next year, and it will be in April, I believe. April in Star Wars Celebrations in April in Japan. So there is where we'll get a ton of announcements for new Star Wars projects, currently active in development Star Wars projects like Andor Season 2, Ahsoka Season 2, and hopefully the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. But that's where we'll get a bunch of announcements. So my question to you, chat, my question to you is, what the hell are these unannounced projects? Now, it's hard to predict these because it could be something like Skeleton Crew, which we have no idea what it could be. But what would you want it to be? Are they going to please the fans in a way like we've never seen before with possibly a young Palpatine show? Maybe something similar as a spin-off to a different show we've seen before, like they've done time and time again. Or it could be something animated as well in development, which we all assume is happening because earlier, a few months ago, I believe, there was announcements that they were working on a new animated multi-season show. Now, what that show could be about, Luke Skywalker's Jedi Temple, Clone Rebellion, who knows? Literally, it's endless possibilities. So what do you want to see from Star Wars next? Oh, Selena with a very generous $5 holla. God damn, we keeping the lights on today. We're keeping the lights on today. Selena says, with a $5 holla, says, wondering, what Star Wars are you watching during this downtime? That's actually a great question. Well, currently, I'm watching Andor. At the same time as I'm watching Rings of Power. I'm on episode 6 of Andor, so the Aldhani arc. The end of the Aldhani arc, when they escape off the planet. I'm actually right before they escape. So that's where I'm at. But, yeah, I'm rewatching Andor, and then after that, well, I'm going to watch Rings of Power. But then after Andor, I think I'm going to go rewatch... Rogue One probably right after Andor. I'm kind of preparing for Andor Season 2, which comes out later this year. Later next year. Early next year. Jesus Christ. Early next year. But Skeleton Crew is next. So I don't really know how to prepare for that. Maybe watch Ahsoka again because that's the last project that came out in the Mandoverse. I don't know. What are you guys watching in this downtime? Wait, what the hell? Chat disconnected? What? Of course, this shill is watching Rings of Power Bottoms. What the hell does that even mean? You think I'm shilling for Rings of Power now? Maybe I just like good things, Mangus. Unlike your name, Mangus. Magnus? I don't even know. I don't know. That's my comeback. Rings of Power is good. Why else would they spend $1 billion on it? Hey, I got some good cups follow orders in the chat. God damn. This poison water is gone. Time for the next. I guess Magnus does need a hug. Let's all give Magnus a hug, shall we? Magnus, come on. Come on. Come on. Don't say no to a hug. Watch Rebels? Oh, go watch Rebels. If you haven't seen Star Wars Rebels, stop whatever you're doing. Stop whatever you are doing. And go watch it immediately. Yeah. Yeah. Rings of Power Season 1 was amazing, and I started Season 2 already, and it's really good. Love to hear that. Oh, yeah. Love to hear that. Dark Sky says, I'm pooping right now, so I don't know if I can go watch Rebels currently. Well, put it on your phone. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, none of that in here. Sorry. Chopper? Yeah, we got Chopper right here. Hugs and more hugs. Okay, let's do this, shall we? Let's end this poll about Grand Admiral Thrawn. And let's talk about... Wait, what? Oh, yeah, let's talk about this, shall we? Shall we? So, by the way, 73% of you think that Thrawn will be in the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. I have to agree with you. I have to agree. I do think that Thrawn is going to be in it. I don't know if he'll be like the main villain of the entire thing, but I do think he will be in it. See, now, Gabe, you're just making me upset, okay? I don't know how to say the guy's name. I know we looked it up a second ago, and I heard it, and I said it, so just rewind the tape. Just rewind the tape! We know around here, if there's one thing I'm really, 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 really good at, it's pronouncing people's names. Probably my strongest thing, actually. If I was writing a job resume, I'd write, can pronounce every name on the planet extremely well. Yeah. He's my favorite character? Thrawn is? Or Kanan? Kanan or Thrawn? All right. Let's talk. Let's talk Acolyte, shall we? So the Acolyte has been canceled. We know this. We've talked about it for weeks in and weeks in and weeks in and weeks in and weeks out, I guess. But Amandla Stenberg, who of course plays the lead role of Mae and Osha, she plays both twins. She has come out and finally broken her silence and talked about her time with the Acolyte and about it, of course, being canceled. Now, she has been very vocal about the Star Wars fandom. So let's read this, shall we? You got timed out because we don't like to talk politics around here, you know? This is a Star Wars chat. Okay. So let's read this. Well, you guys can't see that. Wouldn't that help, you know? Wouldn't that help? And by the way, if you guys want the Acolyte back or not, it's fully up to you. Doesn't affect me none. But there is the change.org thing that has how many signatures now? Let's look it up. Let's look it up. The Acolyte change.org. There's a petition to renew the Acolyte, and it's currently at 58,878 signatures. So almost at 60K. So if you want the Acolyte to come back and maybe make a change, then you could do that. Okay. Oh my God. Jessica says, so pronounce my last name then. Okay, I got this. For those of you who don't know, Jessica's name is spelt Schichtetel. Can I get a country of origin, Jessica? Can I get a country of origin, please? Please. No talking politics unless it's Empire and Trade Federation. Yeah, you can talk Star Wars politics all you want in this chat. You know? As long as it's Star Wars based, we can do that. All right, Jessica, here we go. It's a German name or German adjacent? Okay, here we go. Schichtetel. Here we go. Chitel? What? Okay, hang on, let me try again. I feel like the S or the CH is silent or something like that. Chitel. Okay, the Acolyte. So Amandla Stenberg has finally spoken up about the Acolyte. This is coming from the Hollywood Reporter. The Acolyte star Amandla Stenberg was not surprised about the cancellation after Star Wars fanboy racist. Okay, let me just preface this before we read on. She does say some absolutely crazy stuff that does not pertain for all Star Wars fans. That has to be made clear. There are I nailed that pronunciation. Thank you. I thought I did a fantastic job too. That was amazing. Okay. Tony, you know I can't do that. Why would you bring something up like that? Tony, you know I can't do that. Okay? You know I can't do that. Okay? Okay. It's necessary. Okay. The Acolyte star, Amandla Stenberg, revealed that she is not surprised that the Disney Plus series set in the Star Wars universe was canceled after one season following these things. Okay? Okay. There's a 8.5-minute video. I wonder if it's tagged on this. Holy long article. There's an 8.5-minute video where she talks about she's doing her hair or something, and she's talking about her time with the Acolyte and why it was canceled in the Star Wars fandom, or the portion of the Star Wars fandom that got it canceled. We'll put it that way. Okay. Since the cast has received from internet trolls since the series was announced and through its cancellation in the earlier months. So, like we've talked about many times on this channel, this show was never given a chance. You may not like the show, you may like the show, that's perfectly fine. But it still came in with a 13% on Rotten Tomatoes. It still was never given a chance from its creation. We'll put it that way. Stenberg had dueling roles in The Acolyte as both twins of Osha and Mae, who fall on opposite sides of the Force. They kind of switched sides, but yes, they did fall on opposite sides at the beginning. The actress spoke out on her Instagram stories on Wednesday night about her experience with fans, whose relentless vitriol, whatever, made her feel compelled to respond to, as she says, to honor her value system. So some of the stuff that she said we're probably not going to read, but probably should have prefaced this before. I'm going to be real transparent here and say that it's not a huge shock for me. So she's obviously not that surprised that The Acolyte was not renewed for a second season. And I don't think a lot of fans were either. Coming in before the show, it was even... Let's put it this way. The show came in with a 13% on Rotten Tomatoes. Week in and week out, we were fighting a war in the Star Wars fandom between fans who liked the show and fans who didn't. That was clear. Obviously. This is no new news here. So that, when you're looking at it as an executive producer over at Disney, as you're looking at it as the CEO of Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy, or the CEO of Disney, Bob Iger, the conversation around it is a negative one. So even for fans who want more Acolyte, who want more of this story to be told, the conversation has been a negative one, and that's why the show has been canceled. The viewership numbers by the finale were the lowest of any Disney Plus series ever. That does not help. Yes, the show started off with the good numbers, started off with the same numbers as the Ahsoka series, but week in and week out, the numbers continued to drop until the finale was the lowest viewed finale of any Star Wars Disney Plus show ever. So even for the fans who really enjoyed the show and came in and week out watching the show and wanted more of the story, it's not going to happen because of this massive storm, the perfect storm, so to speak, that got this show canceled. From week in and week out hate online for the show to the lower viewership numbers week in and week out till the finale. And then it's just the Rotten Tomato score. It currently sits at, let's find out, The Acolyte, Rotten Tomatoes. It currently sits at an 18% on Rotten Tomatoes. So the critic score is almost an 80, 78%, but the audience score is an 18%. Clearly there was a divide in the Star Wars fandom when it comes to this show. Now, I've mentioned this before. I have never gone on and voted on any of those things. I still haven't. And I'm sure many of you probably have not either put a review on any Star Wars project. So it was the review bombing of 2024. It was down in the 13%. It's moved up to an 18%, but still an 18% is horrible. I believe the Clone Wars movie, let's look up the Clone Wars movie. The Clone Wars movie. No, not that. The Clone Wars show is one of the highest rated things. It's got a look at this. This is the Clone Wars season 1 through season 7. Or is it just season 7? No, this is the whole season. All seasons. 91 audience score, 93. Okay, I'm way off topic here. Hang on. Let me find what I was looking for here. The Clone Wars movie. Rotten Tomatoes score. I believe the audience score is higher, but so this was the audience score and critic score for the Clone Wars movie. So with over 100,000 ratings, Jesus, it has a 40% on audience score and a 19% on critic score, so it still beats the Acolyte. But let me go back to the Acolyte here. Here we go. So talk about never given a chance. This came in on a 13% before it was even released, which is absolutely insane. But still, just a conversation around the show itself. You could argue that it's good writing, it's bad writing. That's fully up to your own opinion. And I think it's great writing. I think the story was great. I thought the characters were great. I loved the story. I want to see more of the story. But you cannot argue that the conversation around the show, leading to it having 18% on Rotten Tomatoes, leading to it having the lowest viewership numbers of any Star Wars finale on Disney Plus ever, that can't be denied because of the conversation around the show. Just the absolute divisiveness of the Star Wars fandom that caused this show to go into a complete divide, caused the fandom to go into a complete divide, and now led to its cancellation. That's sort of what Amandla Stenberg talks about, just in a lot more of a harsh way, which I'm now considering not reading at all because that's not stuff we want to talk about. You know? I'd rather talk about the more positive side of the Star Wars fandom, but it still has to be said that Amandla Stenberg is not surprised that the Acolyte got canceled after one season because from the beginning, from the announcement of this show, when it was announced at D23? Or Star Wars Celebration. I forget where it was announced at. It might have been D23 the following year, or the previous year. But since it was announced, it has been just absolutely bombarded by Star Wars fans wanting to cancel it immediately. But that's Amandla Stenberg. She's not surprised, and she's finally spoken out about it. If you want to watch the 8.5-minute video, go be my guest. I'm sure you can find it anywhere online. But that's her take on this whole damn thing. Yeah, we're not going to read that. Yeah. But with that being said, and I want to go back to the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. It was D23. I knew it. Okay. I don't really want to talk about the Acolyte anymore because it's just leading to more division in the Star Wars fandom. I get that some of you want a second season. I get that some of you don't want a second season. I understand. I want a second season too. But I want to go back to the good news rather than talking about the bad. So, can I just show the video on screen? I could, but it's an 8.5-minute video. And honestly, I don't know if I could copy struck or not. Yeah. So, let's talk about the Acolyte now in the chat, and then we'll switch gears to a more positive topic to end our stream, shall we? Okay. This is not a guy who mispronounces names, okay, everybody? No, I only pronounce names correctly, duh. Okay. Where was I? We all need to remember the amount of bots and algorithms that have been used to exaggerate the divide even more. Yes and no. I mean, I posted this video earlier this week. There's no denying that there is a split in the Star Wars fandom. If you're going to sit here and tell me that there isn't, this is a very united Star Wars fandom that we live in here, you're delusional. That's clearly not what's going on here. There's a divide. There's been a divide for decades since the prequel trilogy released, but even before that, since the Ewoks graced the screen. Honestly, you can go back to that. The Ewoks were probably the biggest divide in its day. People either loved the teddy bears saving the galaxy because they were young enough to understand that and love teddy bears, or they were too old and said that teddy bears should not have saved the galaxy. Then the prequel trilogy comes around, and it couldn't be more divided. Fans not wanting what they were receiving because it's not what they remember. It's not what they grew up on. It's the same story over and over again. The sequel trilogy is a little bit different as fans got extremely divided with The Last Jedi in particular. And then, of course, the Disney Plus shows. Every show from The Mandalorian to Andor to Kenobi to Ahsoka to all of them getting met with just a complete divide in the Star Wars fandom and fans just not even trying to watch the show and accept it as something new. That's the whole issue that we're having today. Anything new is going to be met with such criticism from the Star Wars fandom that who knows what the hell is going to happen with Skeleton Crew that releases on December 3rd. Who knows? A lot depends on how Skeleton Crew performs. Yeah. Let's be clear, says my pronunciation skills, everybody. Let's be clear. Star Wars fans are toxic and racist. Let's be clear, they are not. Now, first of all, what you just said is a completely broadened statement that needs to be really taken down. That is saying that all Star Wars fans are toxic and racist, which clearly is just not the case. I talk to Star Wars fans every day, hundreds of them, that are amazing people, awesome, kind, not toxic, definitely not racist people that are amazing Star Wars fans who love Star Wars. Like, that's just putting all Star Wars fans under one umbrella, which is clearly impossible. There's millions of them. Are some Star Wars fans toxic and racist? I'm sure. Hopefully, I really hope that they are in the minority of the Star Wars fandom here, because that would just be a disaster if the majority of Star Wars fans were toxic and racist. But yes, I'm sure there are some Star Wars fans out there. Do I want to have a conversation with them ever? No. Am I in the same Star Wars fandom as them? Sadly. But what am I going to do about that? How am I going to change that? I can't. I absolutely cannot. So what I do is I spend my time talking to positive, happy, non-toxic, non-racist, whatever you want to call them, non-anything Star Wars fans that I can talk to and talk Star Wars. Talk fun, cool stuff that happens in Star Wars. We spent the first hour of this stream talking about the Mandalorian and Grogu movie and how excited we are for that movie. How excited we are to see Ridley from Alien come into Star Wars. And now we're talking about a completely different topic. And the whole conversation has shifted completely to a more negative side of the Star Wars fandom. And I hate being here. I hate it. I want to go back to the good stuff so much more. Because I would way rather praise Star Wars, celebrate Star Wars, predict, get hyped up for Star Wars, than talk negatively about it. It's the greatest franchise in the world. It's why all of us are here today. It's why I created a channel called The People, or a community called The People Who Love Star Wars. It's not the people who hate Star Wars. It's not the toxic, racist Star Wars fandom. That's not what we're doing here. That's not what we are doing here. Okay, so how's everybody doing today? How's everybody doing this fine Thursday afternoon? Let's keep it positive here. Exactly. Should we just start the stream over? Should we just call it back? Oh yeah, what's up everybody? How's everybody doing on this fine Thursday afternoon? We got some Mandalorian news to talk about today. We might talk some Acolyte, but you know, it'll be fine. Nothing will get too out of pocket. Nothing will go crazy. Chat won't be crazy. We're going to have a nice calm day today. A nice calm day today. What's up, chat? Okay, let's say hi to everybody, shall we? Jesus. Well, Gabe says, I hope you take 8.5 minutes to learn how to pronounce Lee's name. Well, you know what, Gabe? I must say, I'm pretty sure, I'm like 99.9% sure that I mispronounced Amandla Stenberg's name too. If that makes you feel any better. Yeah. If that makes you feel any better. Jar Jar Binks Bank says, can you try to say my last name? Sure. Is it Jar Jar Binks Bank? Because boom, I just got it. Boom! Okay. Where was I? Mike is just Mike. We love him the way that he is. Well, I certainly hope so. Aaron says, that's really unfortunate because the finale was one of the best episodes of the season. Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's the problem, though. Like, the show was not met with any sort of restraint from the Star Wars fandom before it was even released. And it came in 13% of Rotten Tomatoes. So episode 5, which is some of the greatest lightsaber duels we've ever seen in Star Wars, period, end of sentence. And episode 8, which is some of the best Star Wars we've ever seen in Star Wars, period, end of sentence, are two of the best episodes, single episodes of live action Disney Plus Star Wars content, period, end of sentence. And that's personally just my opinion, but it's sad that not as many people watch that because of the conversation around the show. Like, a lot of people didn't even give the show a chance because somebody that they respected and somebody that they know told them to not watch it. You know? Bummer. Okay. Did anybody actually go on to Rotten Tomatoes to vote? No, I've never done that before. That's the thing. You either have to be persuaded one way so heavily to go do that. One way or the other. It could go either way, positively or negatively. You could go crap on a show or go love a show. That's why usually you don't see many Star Wars projects or projects at all that are kind of in the middle, that are in the 50s or 60s or 70s when it comes to the audience score, because they either love it or they don't. When it comes to audiences, it's one way or the other. Yeah. Mad Planet says, the show had its issues, but after rewatching Ahsoka, it should get a second season. It's slightly less good, but not outrageously so. I definitely say it's less good than Ahsoka. I would agree with that. But I still agree that it should get a second season. There's story there that fans wanted to see more of. I understand the conversation around the show was extremely bad and negative, mostly. But there were a lot of Star Wars fans and content creators like myself that were talking more positively about it. Didn't care about all the hate going on, just was watching the content for the content itself and enjoying the content. And it's a bummer that we won't get to see that continue. You know? That's what kind of sucks. I appreciate the hearts. I really, really do. Did I see a... Oh, no. My eyes had deceived me. Well, I'm sure people that watched it, put their hate reviews in, might have their minds changed and redo their rankings, you know? No. Definitely not. Here's the thing. If you rated the Acolyte at a 13% before it even released, you think you're going to watch it and change your mind? That's insane. Okay. Selena says, I just read a great article saying it was the opposite of the Lucas way, spending so much money that they had to inevitably cancel it. Lucas always found inexpensive ways to do great things. Yes and no. George Lucas is infamous for spending so much more money than he was supposed to make A New Hope. I believe he was given by the studio $8 million. I don't know why 8 is ringing in my head. Somebody's got to fact check me on this because I'm pretty sure the numbers I'm about to say are wrong. But I believe he was given $8 million to make A New Hope. And he spent something like 12, which does not sound like a lot now. It does not sound like a lot at all. It took $180 million to create the Acolyte. Obviously, the dollar is not the same as it was in the 70s, but still, $8 million to make a movie is freaking insane, especially a movie like Star Wars. Yeah. Who the F cares about Rotten Tomatoes? Just throw them away. It's still an important... Like, do I look at Rotten Tomatoes and judge how I see a show off of that? No. Or a movie? No. But it's still an important data point. It's still an important number because it's how certain fans or certain critics view the project anyway. Yeah. How is next to Chopper? What? How is next to Chopper or what is next to Chopper? There's a lightsaber next to Chopper, if that's what you're asking. Obi-Wan's episode 3 lightsaber. Thing's pretty swaggy. It's very heavy too. You're right though, it is kind of dangerous leaving a lightsaber right next to Chopper. Yeah. Will they take the Acolyte off of Disney Plus? So right now the rumor is no, and I really, really hope they don't, because that would just be a disaster. There are so many fans that love the show, and I'd hate for them to take it off because the fans that don't like the show. What's the point of taking it off anyway? Just leave it there for the fans who do like it. Yeah. I hope not. I certainly hope not. Yeah. Oh, just go down to the bottom. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I feel like Andor has won most over. I would agree with that, but still, the Andor fans, myself included, are a small bunch. A very small bunch. Andor's views were low. From the jump, they were low. Like, Acolyte came out to a 5 million opening premiere. Andor was nowhere close to that. So, from the jump, they were low. Yes, a lot of fans who watch the Andor show really love it because it's freaking amazing. The writing is awesome. Yes, there's no lightsabers. Yes, there's no Force. There's no Sith. There's no Jedi. But it's still just an incredible show in the Star Wars galaxy. But it's more so because it's a spin-off of a spin-off. It's a spin-off of Rogue One, which is a spin-off movie, that a lot of fans didn't even give it an opportunity. They're like, who the hell's Andor? Like the normie fans I'm talking here. So those fans didn't really give it a chance, didn't really watch it. And that's why the views were down. The viewer numbers were down. It still got a second season. It's still getting a second season. That hopefully comes out early next year. But it doesn't change the fact that the numbers were really low. Adam, what's up? Yeah. Can I try again? What? What are you talking about? Yeah. Yeah. Sigourney? Sigourney? How do you say it? Damn it. Do we have to look at it again?
Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney. Why is that so hard to remember? Sigourney Weaver. Oh, Jar Jar Binks. Jessica, you changed your name to Jar Jar Binks Bank? Okay, let me try it again. It's still. Got it. Okay. First try, of course. Yeah. Am I going to Star Wars Celebration in Japan? Currently, I have no intent on doing that. No. Maybe things will change, but right now it's a no for a few different reasons. One, going to Japan is extremely expensive. We are just trying to keep the lights on over here. So maybe if things change drastically with the channel, then maybe. But also because if I stay home, I can cover all of it very well from my house. If I'm in Japan there, it'll be very hard for me to cover all the announcements and all that stuff on the channel. So I think it's probably best for me to stay here anyway. We can cover it. We can do live streams, all that stuff when it happens. So, yeah. Yeah. Skeleton Crew's budget was $136 million. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I mean, actually, that does kind of sound low. It's kind of the same numbers as The Mandalorian. So, yeah, that makes sense. Makes sense. Checks out. Checks out. Got to keep the positive spin. That's why we're all here. Good vibes in the Star Wars universe. Yeah, exactly. That's why we're all here today. Yeah, no? Yeah, no? All right, let's see it. Anyone here from the UK in the chat? All movies are in the cinemas, including Rogue One. What the hell? All right, I might be going to the UK. All the Star Wars movies are in the cinemas right now? What? 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 Is anybody in the chat, like Gabe just asked, is anybody in the chat going to Japan for Star Wars Celebration? Give me a 1 into the chat if you're going to Star Wars Celebration. All right, let's see. We got some numbers coming in here. Nerdy fact. Star Wars budget was $11 million in 1977, which would be $57 million in today's money. Wow. Or almost $58 million. So it still would have cost $58 million to create A New Hope. And now they create movies for what? 200 million? Way over double that. Way over double that. Actually, no. What was Dune 2? How much did Dune 2 cost? Wasn't it an insane amount? 400 million or something like that? Movies cost quite a bit to make now. That's still insanely low. Yeah. Planning on going? Ooh, nice. What? I wish I could go. Yeah, me too. I heard the OT was coming out in cinemas in the UK. Apparently all the movies are. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty damn cool if I do say so myself. Indeed it is. All right, let's see. Oh, wait, what? Wait, what? Anybody playing Star Wars Outlaws? So Star Wars Outlaws comes out tomorrow. If you got the new edition, the gold edition or the limited edition or whatever it's called, ultimate edition, you got it 3 days early access. I've been playing through it. If you've been watching the run-throughs, we're on part 3 tonight. So it's the first ever Star Wars open world game. Now, we've been met with many different sort of issues, so to speak, with running the game, with people getting glitched out, losing their saves, all this other stuff. And Ubisoft has been known for that, for launching a game that's not really ready to be launched, or it has a lot of bugs when it's first launched. So far, I've been playing through it for 6.5 hours, 7 hours, and we have not seen any sort of issues. I've been lagging maybe a few times. It's been like phased through a wall or something, but other than that, nothing. So I've had no issues, but a lot of fans have had a lot of issues, losing their saves, having to restart their games, phasing through the wall where it glitches out of the game. Just a bunch of crazy stuff that has to be fixed. Has anybody had those issues? Anybody in the chat? The Acolyte's budget was $180 million, and it was about 2% as good as Dune 2. That's crazy. Well, that's your opinion. I did like Dune 2 quite a bit. Did I like it more than Acolyte? Yeah, I'd say I did like Dune 2 more than Acolyte. Yeah. I agree with that. Not 2%, but I would agree with that. You're 22 hours into Star Wars Outlaws? Oh my God. And you have no bugs? That's pretty good. 22 hours in is crazy. That's wild. Okay. All right, let's read this article then that I got pulled up here for, what the hell is that? This is about the Star Wars Outlaws games, the good and the bad and the ugly. So let's read this. And then I want to talk about the Ahsoka stuff that we talked about the other day. So let's read this, shall we? Okay. So let's read this. This is coming from Forbes. If I can zoom in here. I don't know why it's so far on the left of my screen, but whatever. The good and a lot of the bad for Star Wars Outlaws, Jesus. Reviews have come in. Oh, that's good. Okay. And for Star Wars Outlaws, and while they're generally pretty good, I noticed that very few are very, very bad. Now, after playing the game for a while myself, I know which category I am in, and I don't think I'm playing more as a result. Okay, so clearly the person who's writing this article had a very bad time with this game. Star Wars Outlaws is now the first truly open world Star Wars game. Somebody was asking me about this in the comment section about Star Wars Galaxies, the RPG game, being open worlds, and some other Star Wars games in the past being open worlds, like Star Wars, the Lego game, Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga. Those aren't technically considered open world games. Yes, they feel sort of open world, like you can kind of go explore a bunch of side things, but they're not truly an open world game like Star Wars Outlaws is. But it's the first ever truly open world Star Wars game, but it does not take advantage of that in ways that it needs to. As such, feels dated and clunky in a number of ways. I did not get far enough to comment on the full weight of the story, but here's what I have experienced so far. So here's the bad. Way, way too much stealth. Now, we talked about this during the live streams when we were playing through it. I don't feel this way yet. Again, I'm only 7 hours in. That sounds like a long time, but I'm only 7 hours in, And I'm yes, there's a lot of stealth, but you can just blast your way out of places too, and that's pretty fun. But yes, there's a lot of stealth. I understand that. Maybe you get sick and tired of that if you're not a stealth kind of guy, which I'm not really usually when it comes to video games. But I don't know. I like it. Well, I understand that you're playing Star Wars as a scoundrel and a thief in Outlaws. I don't realize why it's so heavily reliant on the stealth for almost every turn. So we get that. Insta-fail stealth? What? Insta-fail health? There are even some sections where stealth is straight up insta-fail, like it's 2005. What? Sometimes this is when you're seen. Sometimes this is when you raise an alarm. Oh, I get what they're saying. So like if you get caught by the Empire or by the Pikes or whomever, the Hutts, the Crimson Dawn, if you get caught, then you have to restart because you get caught. Again, that's sort of what the deal is. That's what the game is, but I understand not liking it. Combat is middling. Middling? Sure. I am fine not being a Jedi. I'm actually glad to not be a Jedi for once, but the shooting here, which you can use when you're breaking on the break from the stealth. That's hilarious. Sometimes it's just mediocre. The game has the Division bullet sponge problem with many enemies. It's from the same studio as the Division. And the strangest decision was to have Kay use a pistol, and pistol only, with a few different mods for the entire game. You can pick up other weapons temporarily, but you leave the zone and you lose them. So yeah, this is, I don't know what the sponging means, but bullet sponging means. Again, I'm not a big gamer myself, so to me, I don't see a lot of these issues. But I understand for people who are big into video games, seeing these issues. Amanda says, when are you playing again? Tonight. We'll probably play around 8:30 tonight, so in about 5-ish hours, 6-ish hours, give or take. That'll be part 3 of the playthrough for sure. Speeder bikes. Lots of bizarre decisions were made here. The thing is way too fragile to go down most cliffs, so you are dying and blowing up frequently. I think I've only died once on my speeder, so maybe they're just really bad at driving. I don't know. And again, I haven't gotten to this point yet, but being chased down by enemies firing on the speeder, you cannot fire back. You can actually, if they played through the game long enough, you can fire back at the people who are chasing you down on the speeders. You have to just unlock that, or at least get to the point in the story where you can do that. Yeah. Dated character modeling, as I said, it's a good section. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. The character modeling in this game is terrible and looks exponentially dated. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Talking to NPCs feels like it hasn't evolved since the 5 Assassin's Creeds ago. And they often look styrofoamy like mannequins. Again, I don't really get this. Loot picking, the worst minigame I've ever seen. Okay, so this is when you're trying to get through a door. You have to like do this loot picking thing, which is whatever. So far, I'm not sick of it, but I'm sure after a while you'll probably get sick of it. The good, here we go. Living in the Star Wars worlds. Star Wars Outlaws does feel alive when you're existing in the real world of Star Wars. It is very immersive. Like when you are driving through Tatooine or any of the planets really, on your speeder, it feels like you're in Star Wars and it feels awesome. Yeah. Kay and Nix. I do like them. I enjoy Kay as a character. And think she will be a fun scoundrel if I did not heavily dislike the gameplay of this game. And I like Nix too. Yeah, Nix is pretty cool. You can use him in different ways. I hope that Kay and Nix, for that matter, come into live action at some point. Maybe in the Mandoverse, maybe in Skeleton Crew, maybe in Ahsoka Season 2, maybe in the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. Along with Cal Kestis. Yeah, sorry, that's it. Okay, so there are only 2 pros were Living in Star Wars and Kay and Nix. I gave my full spoiler-free review in a video that came out yesterday, so go watch that video if you want to see my spoiler-free review. But this person clearly did not have the good time that I'm having with this game. Yeah. So that's sort of the deal with Star Wars Outlaws. There have been some bugs, some people not really liking the gameplay as much, but I'm having a fun time. If you want to get it, it is very expensive. $70 is insane. But it does release tomorrow. It does release tomorrow. Yeah. I'm about 10 hours into Star Wars Outlaws, Mike. Dang, 10 hours is crazy. 19, actually. Oh, my God. It's even crazier. Dark Sky says, I want a 24-episode series on Darth Vader, where we deep dive into his pain, suffering, sorrow, and inner deepest thoughts, and have each episode an hour long in the timeline, as well as with the episode. Oh, like the story itself is an hour long? Interesting. I would love a Vader show. Don't get me wrong, I would. But so much of Vader's story is already told. First of all, he's got 6 movies, but even the side stories are all kind of already told in comics. You could take comics and adapt them into a show, which I wouldn't be opposed to. The more Vader, the better to me. The only problem is diluting the character. I think Disney has done a few things very well since they've acquired Star Wars, and one of them is their care of Darth Vader. Darth Vader shows up in many things, like Rogue One, like Jedi Survivor, like Jedi Fallen Order. But it's because he's in such brief scenes is what makes it good. Yeah. Yeah. It was a joke? Why is that a joke? I would definitely want a Vader series. Adam says, there's a lot of stealth. I wish there was less of that stealth on this one mission. I love the stealth. Stealth is my baby. Oh, okay. Okay. Star Wars news. Skeleton Crew will have a number of dark plot elements. Skeleton Crew will feature appearances of well-known figures within the Star Wars universe. You talk about the stuff that Jude Law was talking about a few weeks ago. Yeah, this show is not for kids. Skeleton Crew, that is. Sorry. Skeleton Crew is not for kids. A lot of people have mistaken this because the main characters are kids. It's not a kid's show. I mean, I guess every Star Wars thing is made for teenagers, but it is not created and geared towards like little kids, like Young Jedi Adventures would be. This is going to have more adult themes in it, like a darker element to it. It's going to be like a Mandalorian show. It's going to be like Ahsoka. It's going to be like Book of Boba Fett. It's going to be that side of it, you know? Diary of the Sith series? It would be like a Tales of the Sith, you mean? I'd watch that. Tales of the Sith would be awesome. I'd be down for that. Why didn't they go with EA for this game? Well, it's because EA is probably working on the 3rd of the Jedi series. Yeah. Or hopefully a freaking Battlefront 3, if we're lucky. Hopefully. Do you think that Kathleen Kennedy has done a good job? Or do you think... and do you think that she should stay? Well, actually, there is some news about Kathleen Kennedy. Her contract is re-upped until... Was it the end of 2025? Something like that. Oh, quarter 2 of 2025? I might completely forget now, actually. Somebody help me on the chat. But do I think that Kathleen Kennedy has done a good job? That's actually a really difficult question to ask. Or a difficult question to answer, sorry. Because we don't really know who has sort of pulled the strings on specific things. Because you could look at it at 2 different ways. One, John and Dave are responsible for the Mandoverse and for the goodness of the Mandoverse, the great stuff that we've received from the Mandalorian to Ahsoka to all of it. But you could also argue that it's Kathleen Kennedy who got those 2 together and greenlit the project. Kathleen Kennedy's job is not to create the content itself. The same thing could be said about Dave Filoni now, who's now the chief creative officer over at Lucasfilm, so now he has more say over every single Star Wars project. So I know there's a lot of people that really, really despise Kathleen Kennedy, want her to be thrown out to the end of, they'll scream about it till the end of their days. But when it comes to Kathleen Kennedy, she's not the sole reason for any sort of complications when it comes to Star Wars. We'll put it that way. So do I think she's done a good job? It's hard to tell because there's so many good Star Wars projects that I love from Disney Star Wars, but there's also some that I don't. So, yeah. She announces too many projects and then says, yeah, we're not doing them anymore. That is a big issue, but again, I don't know if that's her fault. Disney as a company needs to announce projects to keep their stockholders happy. Because if they're not announcing projects, then their stockholders are going to uninvest. So Disney has to announce these projects. At one point in 2019, 2020, they were announcing projects that they didn't really have much nailed down in. So all those projects either got canceled or postponed for a long time. But the big announcement in 2019 and 2020 was that we have all these projects because we want the stockholders to feel happy, to feel satisfied, to feel like their money's being put towards something great. And a lot of those projects didn't happen. But that's not a single person's fault, you know? Yeah, no? Thank you, Selena. I appreciate that. That's how I really feel. Nudity in Star Wars? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You're stuck on the Xbox 360? What the hell? It's Star Wars from a kid's perspective. Skeleton Crew, that is. I can't wait. Yeah, that's kind of what it is. It's Star Wars from a kid's perspective. These kids get blasted off their safe home world into this unknown, dangerous galaxy. That's just the show. Yeah. What is your dream Star Wars project if you would want to see in the future? What's my dream Star Wars project? Oh, that's so tough. Just one? Shit. Okay, chat. What is your dream? If you were the boss of Disney for one day, or Lucasfilm for one day, what project would you greenlight? Only one. Only one. Tell me in the chat. For me, this is so tough. This is tough. I can choose multiple if I want. Well, first I'm going to go with one, and then I'll give you my multiple. Okay? All right. For just one, I would make... this is tough. I want to go Old Republic, but I'm only making one. So I'm not going to go Old Republic. I'm going to go Young Palpatine show. Young Palpatine show, live action, starring Tom Hiddleston as Young Palpatine, with Plagueis returning in live action. And yeah. Damn, I'm already regretting my decision. See, I do want to see a Young Palpatine show, but is it the first thing I would want? That's tough. If I could do multiple things, it would be Old Republic. It would be multiple trilogies and multiple series. It would be a full-on saga in the Old Republic. Probably 3 different trilogies, like the prequels, originals, and sequels, but it would be all Old Republic. First trilogy would probably be about Revan as a Jedi first, then it would move on. But I'd also have series in between. And it would all be in order. It would all be nice and neat, unlike what we're getting right now. But it would all be nice and neat in order from start to finish. And it would end with a Darth Bane trilogy creating the rule of 2. It would be like 12 movies, 100 shows. It would be a lot. But that's what I'd do. That's what I'd do. All right, let's see it. Chat wants a Darth Vader show. Okay. Old Republic trilogy. Interesting. I said one project, not 3 movies. James. God damn. Live action KOTOR. But wouldn't you just not feel satisfied with just one? New Jedi Order with Rey. Nice. Old Republic something for sure. I dream of something that will be well written with good characters. But when would it take place in the timeline? And what characters would you be about? A lot of KOTOR. Luke Skywalker making his academy the right way. Interesting. Would that be live action or animated? It would have to be animated, right? I mean, you could deepfake Luke, but... yeah. Has to be a trilogy with young Palpatine. I'd rather it be a show, honestly. Because Palpatine's story is good. But there's not really much to it. Like, obviously, him falling to the dark side's cool. Him coming to power on Naboo is cool. But it's not enough for a trilogy of movies. I'd rather it be maybe like 2 seasons of a show. Yeah. The first season will be like his upbringing and him then meeting Plagueis and training a little bit. The second season will be how he rises to power and go right into the Phantom Menace. That'd be awesome. Ooh, season 2 would show him killing Plagueis, actually. Oh, damn. Give me a young Palpatine show. Yeah, give me a young Palpatine show. Darth Krayt and Darth Talon. Ooh, that would be a good one, too. In the future. That'd be great. What is KOTOR? KOTOR stands for Knights of the Old Republic. Yeah. Yeah. What does that mean, the right way? Oh, because we don't have Luke Skywalker's Jedi Temple. It's seen in Legends quite a bit, but it's not seen in canon. You know? Or not as much as it should be. I would say either a young Palpatine or a Revan/Malak movie. If I had one project, I'd go young Palpatine, and it would be a 2-season show. If I had infinite amount of projects, it would be a full-on Old Republic saga. Yeah. For sure. Sounds perfect. Sounds perfect to me. A Maz Kanata series would be cool. She's 1,000 years old. Her life's and scenes. Wait. 1,000 years old of life and seen a lot. Plus, how did she get Luke Skywalker's saber? That would actually be kind of interesting. If it was just like a series of highlights of Maz Kanata's life, that would be pretty good. That'd be pretty good. Just all the important things that happen in her life. I'd be down for that. And yes, I do want to see how she gets Luke Skywalker's lightsaber. Because it was a story for another time, and we never got that story. Brandon says, could Mando and Grogu be about Mando's final battle against the real Moff Gideon, who survived Season 3? No. I mean, could it be? Maybe, but I certainly hope not. I think Moff Gideon, the real Moff Gideon, died in Season 3 of The Mandalorian. I know there's some fans holding out hope that there is some sort of clone that survived, or the real one survived, and that was just a clone. But I don't think so. I don't think so. He's dead. He is dead. Yeah. General Grievous before he became Grievous? Ooh, that would be good. Grievous's backstory is really, really good. I think that would be a good spin-off movie. Just like a quick 3-hour movie. A quick 3-hour movie of General Grievous and his backstory that would lead right into when we see him in Clone Wars. That would be great. I'd be down for that. Do you think the Rey movie will happen? Yes. I do definitely think the Rey movie will happen. I'd probably say 99.9% sure it will happen because they've already got the script written. They've already got the director. They've already got Daisy Ridley signed back. And I'm sure it'll start production either the end of this year or early next year. Yeah. Moff Gideon was overused. I actually disagree with that. I think Moff Gideon was underused, especially in Season 3, because it was the end of his character, but I feel like he only appears in the last 2 episodes. So if he appeared in more of the season, maybe his character would have been more fleshed out, in less like, my clones, and then die. My clones, like dead. I wanted more of Moff Gideon, actually, than less. So, yeah. Yeah. Maz was a bad character. She was just thrown in there. I think she looks like a bad character now. When she was first introduced in The Force Awakens, she was a great character. She's this 1,000-year-old being that somehow has Luke Skywalker's lightsaber. That sounds awesome, but we just never got it explained, you know? Yeah. She stole the saber on a street at a street store. It's briefly shown in an animation. What? What animation is that? No, it was a clone. You can check that it is. What do you mean? Moff Gideon was a clone? No, he's not. No, he's not. Where's my boyfriend? Yeah, her boyfriend Chewbacca. That's true. Maz was a great character. Yeah. Yoda's species origins would be a really good movie. I disagree. I want Yoda's origins to stay a secret. I like that Grogu has come in and we really haven't learned anything else about his species. It should stay that way. Some mystery is good at all times. You know? Like the world between worlds, it's not been fully explained. The Force itself really hasn't been fully explained. Some things just need to remain a mystery. A Rey movie where she turns to the dark side and reveals and a reveal of Luke's offspring, who turns Rey to the dark side and then goes and she becomes the big bad of the next trilogy. I always wanted Rey to turn to the dark side in the sequel trilogy. I think a dark side Rey would be awesome. We got glimpses of it in The Rise of Skywalker, so I wouldn't be opposed to that. And a reveal of an offspring of Luke would be cool because you could set it up in the Mandoverse. If Mara Jade does exist in canon, you could bring her in and they could have a secret child. I'd be fully down for that. Yeah. I look forward to seeing Krennic in season 2 of Andor. Me too. Me too. Do I think Taika Waititi's movie will still happen? There was rumor the other day that it's got canceled. I'd probably say no. I don't think it's happening. Taika, like Thor Ragnarok's incredible. Thor Love and Thunder, not so much. I feel like if he's directed episodes of The Mandalorian and they're fantastic episodes. So I feel like he could do a good job. I just don't know if he's ever going to make his movie. You know? Maybe more Death Troopers in Andor Season 2, please? Oh, I'll be down for that. I'd be down for that. All right, keep believing that it's a clone. You'll be surprised when he reappears / returns. All right, I'll be fully surprised when it happens because I don't think it happens. Yeah. Christopher says, I think explanations are important. We need explanations to get people freaked out. I would honestly prefer a story not based on any current characters. I agree that explanations are needed. However, sometimes mystery is good and explanation can come further down the line. Like the World Between Worlds. Since it was established in Rebels, there's been so many questions about it. Some questions were answered in Ahsoka, but even more questions were risen. And now we'll probably won't be seeing the World Between Worlds that often in Star Wars, maybe a little bit in Ahsoka Season 2, or at least some explanation to it in Ahsoka Season 2. But the less we know, the better, because now you can speculate about it. You know? So not everything should be explained, but explanation is needed for certain things. Yeah, if that makes any sense at all. Do you think that Rian Johnson's trilogy will happen? No, I don't think so. I think they've moved on from that, just because of the backlash from The Last Jedi. Yeah. Will Skeleton Crew be set in the new region, or will be set in a new region of space known as the New Beyond? Well, that's what people thought was going to happen with Ahsoka. Turns out it's not. It's Peridia. So maybe. Who's Mara Jade? Mara Jade is a Legends character. She was originally the hand. That's what she went by. Was it the hand or the fist? Now I'm getting confused from my Iron Fist rant earlier. I believe it's the hand. She's the hand of the Emperor. So she's a villain to start, but she falls in love with Luke Skywalker. Long story short, falls in love with Luke Skywalker, turns to the light side, and they have children together. That's in Legends, though. So she doesn't exist in canon. But she still technically could. It would just have to change her story a little bit. Yeah. Gabe's still on this pronouncing Li Jiangcha's name properly. Hey, I did it earlier. If you want to see it, rewind it. I try my best. I want to see more of Crosshair. I don't know if we'll ever see the Bad Batch again. I feel like they'll make some sort of appearance at some point. But I just don't know where. It'll be in something animated, for sure. Yeah. Okay. All right. I think I'm going to have to get on out of here. I really have to go pee. And we've just gone over all the news. So huge shout outs to Brogu for coming in with that Brogu exclusive about Sigourney. Hang on, let's do the pronunciation one more time.
Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney Weaver. Hi Haga, I appreciate it. And Selena with the very generous super chats and memberships keep the lights on over here, so I appreciate it quite a bit. Smash a freaking like on the stream if you have not yet. Hit that subscribe and hit that bell so you get notified every time I post a video. We got a pretty crazy stream today, and we got a crazier stream later as we're going to be playing more of Star Wars Outlaws, so tune in for that later on tonight. Whew, I gotta get something to eat. I am starving. And I'm going golfing later, so Fun night tonight. Going golfing, and then we got a live stream. I'm hyped. Great news for the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. Sigourney Weaver is in, whatever you want to call it. What time period is Mara Jade and Luke exactly? Well, it's in this time period, right in between the originals and the sequels, jeez. Yeah. Amanda with a very generous $5 holla. God damn, Amanda, I appreciate it. Says, do or do not, there is no try. Yoda. Oh, I'm doing a Yoda impression now? All right, let's see it. Do or do not? That's horrible. Hang on, I need a reference. Let's go to YouTube. That's too high, I feel like. I got the laugh down. He sounds like a horse. Okay, hang on. Do or do not. Let's listen to the guy himself say it. Why is this in such poor quality? Whatever.
Always with you what cannot be done. Hear you nothing that I say. You must unlearn.
All right, I'll give it a try.
No, try not. Do or do not. There is no try.
That's tough. Do or do not. There is no try. Now that wasn't half bad. Let me try one more time. Do or do not. There is no try. I don't know. Not half bad. I'll work on it. I'll work on it for sure. I appreciate it, Amanda. I really, really do. I really, really do. Okay. All right. I don't know. It was good. It was good. Perfect. All right. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. Impressions that I like that I have are Chewbacca, of course. My Cad Bane is pretty nice, but it's just saying Toto. Jabba the Hutt, not too shabby. That's about it. Pretty close. All right, I appreciate it. All right, smash a freaking like on the stream if you have not yet. Hit that subscribe and hit that bell so you get notified every time I post a video in my pretty face. I'll show up the recommended feed of yours. Sigourney Weaver. Maybe someday I'll get it right, but maybe not. Yeah. Okay. Watch out for a video tomorrow. And, of course, a live stream on Saturday. Actually, oh, yeah. Saturday's live stream is going to be a little bit later than usual. We usually stream at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be probably at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so about 2 hours later than usual. I got something early in the morning on Saturday that I got to attend to. So, yeah. Anybody here play golf? Anybody here play golf? I'm going to play golf later, and I'm not good at golf, but I'm going to anyway. Can I do an Osha impression? Yes. Here's my Osha impression. You ready? If you know, you know. Ready? That's my Osha impression. I love mini golf. Mini golf's great. Mini golf's great. 4. That's what I'm yelling all the time because I'm hitting other people. I just hit it and it goes way left, goes way right. 4. All right. All right. I appreciate you guys. May the force be with you. Always. Oh yeah, what a great stream. What a great show. You guys are the absolute best. I appreciate all of you so much more than you will ever know. When is my next stream? Well, my next stream is going to be a Star Wars Outlaws playthrough stream, part 3. And that'll be tonight, probably around 8:39-ish. So about 5-ish hours from now. And then our next live stream, regularly scheduled live stream, will be on Saturday. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Go join the Discord if you're not yet in that Discord. There's a link in the description below to a Discord called The People Who Love Star Wars. Go join it. I hope you have a great rest of your evening, great rest of your lives, and good night, everybody.